All right, what's going on, Legionnaires? Welcome to an episode of the Legion of Comic Correction where we talk all things comic books. We have a very special episode today. We're talking about a really cool new movie that's out pretty recently, and we have a very special guest with us today. But before we jump into that, as always, if you are new, like and subscribe. Hit that bell so you know when all of the latest episodes come out. And if you want to support us in a bigger way, down in the description, we've got links. They go to our store, legionofcc.com, where you can buy sweet merch like that, sweet merch like this, sweet merch like that, and
I got the leg eye
not
on
that
today.
one. Yeah, you can get your own version of the sweater, but not that one.
Oh, Brett and I both had the leg eye on.
Sweet merch. Yeah, you guys both got leg eye on.
Got the leg eye on.
You got the original leg eye on.
OG leg eye on.
OG. If you want to support in an even bigger way, we've got our Patreon link down there too. You get behind the scenes photos and videos and quizzes and artwork.
It's tax season. We need
people to come and do our taxes for us. So if you want to sign up down there, you can do that. All the proceeds.
Sign up. You should put a sign up sheet
for taxes.
Yeah,
if
for taxes.
you have experience, please help us.
Yeah.
If you want it, all the proceeds, guys, from our website and from Patreon go to making this podcast bigger and better. We couldn't do it without you. So go down there and join us.
Very true.
All right, so very special episode. We're talking about Captain America: Brave New World today. As always, spoilers. It came out about a month ago. So if you have not seen it, go watch it first.
Yep.
And we are joined today by Miss Katie Beth.
Katie Beth is here.
Goodness.
Yes, I am. Hello.
You don't need those headphones.
They're
not actually
They're not
doing
working.
anything.
They're not on. They're
the batteries.
They're here for show.
The batteries are dead. Katie Beth.
I have brought you so many batteries.
No. Actually, you're right. They're not dead, but remember, the thing is broken, so it doesn't really matter if they're in there or
they're
not.
not dead.
So
They're
I just
broken.
need to buy new ones. Yes.
Okay.
But I wear them because they look cool.
Someone cue the Arms of the Angels. Please donate $5 for Greg to be able to buy some nice headphones.
Coming with Five Below headphones.
Oh,
They'd be better than these. I think that last hit.
from here.
I think that last hit made it worse.
Good.
Katie Beth hails from Delaware, Pennsylvania,
She hails.
Bolivia, lots of places. But welcome to the show, Katie Beth.
State of
Thank
Bolivia.
you very much. Yeah. No, I'm Katie Beth, and normally I live in Santa Cruz, Bolivia, and I'm a missionary teacher at the Santa Cruz Christian Learning Center. I really love what I do. And interesting fact about me, I have 7 pets. I have
What?
7?
7.
I know you had
a lot, but
7.
7.
Yes.
What are they?
I have
What? Yeah. Oh,
3
now.
cats, 2 dogs, and 2 red-footed tortoises. And this is for all the children out there. When you go, Mom, I want animals, I'll say, well, when
Cover
you
your ears.
When you turn 35, you can have as many animals as you want. So there you go.
There you go.
That's
Got to make the
How
35.
long,
Good
how long do
advice.
those red-footed tortoises live? Like
Forever.
hundreds of years, right?
Hopefully for 100 years.
Oh, my word.
100 years? What are you going to do? Do you will them to people
Probably you've got
to
to
take care of?
Can you will them to the Legion?
Well, yeah, literally.
Don't do
You know,
that.
my Grammy is
Don't
100
do
years
that.
old. And
Oh,
so
yeah,
if
there
she
you go.
lives that long, hopefully I'll live that long.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah, but you didn't get them when you were born.
Well, I got them when I was 25.
right.
You
So
gotta
you're
live
going to live to 125.
Oh, okay, all
She's gonna make
right. 125.
it.
Here I go.
Were they?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
But anyway,
All right.
thank you for letting me come on today. I watch all of these, and these guys do a really good job. So you should support their Patreon and their podcast. And all my friends who are watching this, just shout out to you, and thanks for watching the whole episode.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get that algorithm
you.
up.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. If you guys follow our socials, you'll have noticed Katie Beth is a familiar face. She came to see Captain America with the Legion. She was there when we went to go watch it opening weekend. So thank you for coming to the movies, and thank you for coming and sharing your 5 pages of notes.
All right, you're welcome.
5 more than we all have.
That's right,
I'm
5
really
more than all of
excited
us.
for the number of notes. I really am.
I am too.
I
Well,
really
they're
am.
all here.
Legitimately,
It
when we
reminded
first
me of
started
you.
off,
Yeah. You
when
and
we
I
first
both
started,
took-
I wrote like 20 pages of notes. That's
If you-
not an
If
over-exaggeration.
you deep dive our Instagram, one of the first posts we have is a picture of all of Logan's notes spread out on the table.
I used
for
to do
Justice League.
real deep dives. I used to get,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, we
bananas.
used to script it because we were
Seconds.
over-
And
we
I
You
went
would,
also
over
had a few less children.
I did, but I would
Too less,
also,
too
well,
fewer.
and it was COVID.
Oh,
And
Yeah,
I had
that
a
was-
lot of
that was
time
a
on
big
my
thing.
hands.
Well,
I had a
COVID.
lot of time on my
And
hands.
they couldn't really see us because we did it over Zoom. So like we had our notes out on the table, so
Yeah,
we kind of
yeah.
had cheat sheets. Now we can't do cheat sheets because y'all can see us.
Well,
we should-
you still have cheat sheets.
Well, I have to have the numbers up.
I
Yeah.
have to have notes.
And you've got
it's
notes.
okay.
It's good.
Don't worry about it. You're,
Well, you
you're
know what?
great.
Notes are not a bad
Stick with
thing.
it.
All right, guys. Well, we're so Captain America: Brave New World. If you haven't seen it, go see it. We're gonna jump in right away to our Carnage report.
You
listen,
have sounds.
You are jealous every time I
Yeah,
do
but you
it.
have sounds
I
now.
don't
I've
care.
heard them.
I know.
I've heard them.
But you don't want to make chainsaws with your hands?
I do.
So do
This
it.
is
You have
ridiculous.
Do the
chainsaws on your shirt.
Jeez.
I do.
He does. He does the car.
Carnage
The
report.
Carnage report.
That's right.
That's where it is.
The February sticker for
Oh,
Patreon
yeah.
is the Carnage Report sticker.
Oh,
it's in
that's
the mail, so we don't
dope.
have it yet to
That's
put up
another
there.
reason why you should join the Legion, everyone. You get fun merch
Yeah.
for free.
She's wearing
And
some.
she is.
That's a great shirt. I'm actually.
I
ticked.
really like it.
I don't have that one.
Well, that one was an exclusive.
I
She
know.
responded to a Patreon questionnaire, and she got it for free for comic book day
you
last year.
literally just said that. She responded to a questionnaire.
You know what the questionnaire was?
It wasn't a
You like free
questionnaire.
t-shirts?
Do you want
It
a free
wasn't a
shirt?
questionnaire.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
That's
my
not a
wife said she
questionnaire.
did.
She responded.
She
to
never
a
got
What
one.
they
question.
want, everyone, is for people to be involved on
You
the
make it
She said she
sound-
did.
and
you
on the
make it
Patreon.
sound
Go
so
ahead.
horrible.
Go ahead and buy one for her. You can use the discount.
You make it.
I
sound
just can't
so
believe she's still
horrible.
a Patreon supporter.
Questionnaire is not a bad thing. All right, let's get. All right,
Okay,
You're
I'm
the
excited
only
for the Carnage
person who
report.
gets excited about questionnaires.
I do. It's exciting. All right, so in
It's to
our
complete things.
that's right. In our Carnage report, we always go over how much did the movie cost to make, how much we think it
Oh,
cost,
yeah, okay.
and how much do we think it made or is making because it's still in theaters. And then we talk kind of about who's in it and our source material for the comics from the comics. So first off, how much do you think it cost to make Brave New World? This is before we'll add in the
got it.
marketing
I
because
got
the
it in
marketing
my mind.
the marketing actually was pretty hefty for this one.
Don't you take my number?
But
I'm not
yeah,
gonna
we're
take
going
your
to see.
number.
Oh,
I mean, are you going?
No.
You going pennies or dimes? It's like what do you do?
Nickels.
No, I was gonna say.
What do you got? You go
Shekels.
first.
No. Brett's gonna go first because otherwise Brett needs to set the precedent. He
Oh,
always sets
yeah,
a
okay,
good
okay.
number precedent. What do you think, Brett? What do you think, Hulk?
No, I actually have a real number this time.
Yeah, real numbers.
$50.
150 million.
Oh, it's actually
Okay, that's a real number. That's a legit guess.
$150 million.
Legit guess.
All right, Harry, what do you think?
174.
174. This is mean. They're all around the same number, and what do you gotta do? Up or down?
Well, I was going to go much higher, but
All right.
now
Do
I'm
it.
rethinking
Run it.
myself.
You said
Run it.
174, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
150,
I've been really
174.
thrown off by CGI recently because
This
we
looked
used
good,
Yeah, it
though.
really has.
because CGI has come
Eating
down
it
in
up.
cost.
It has.
Well, think about
was-
the big names, though. Big
Yeah,
names cost
we got
more.
Harrison, and we got Liv Tyler.
Oh, yeah,
pulls
she's a
in the
big. She probably got paid a lot
money.
of money
205.
to be in for 5 minutes.
205.
205?
205.
205. All right, Katie Beth, what do you think?
Okay. I'm going to
150,
go
175, 205.
191 million.
191. So are we saying if you go over, you
No,
lose?
it's
right?
not.
It's
it is
Bob
not-
Barker's rules.
It
This
is
is
not
the
prices.
Legion of
It is
Barker.
always
It is
Bob
just
Barker
closest.
rules.
It is just closest.
It is. Oh, well, how do you measure closest?
Because if we was Bob Barker rules,
according-
all that I would start doing to win
$1.
every single is
One
just
over.
go $1
Why do
over
you-
you guys.
Why do you think I always do $1, $10?
Right,
It's
right,
always
right.
Bob Barker rules.
And you've lost every
It's a
time you do it.
constant. It's a constant in this
Well,
world
just
of
go.
chaos.
All right, who
According-
won? Who won?
Who won?
According to Robert, Harry is the winner.
Of course I
Oh,
did.
good job, Harry.
It was 180 million. He was the winner regardless. 180. He
Yeah,
was
'cause he-
Irregardlessly.
Irregardlessly,
congratulations.
175. Very good. Now, that being said,
Harry's
the
either
rumor out
dead
there-
on or,
or
just
totally
not even in the same universe.
and then when he's off, he's like, I meant sense. Rumor
Which
has
makes it worse.
It's so much worse.
Rumor has it there's about 200 million in advertising.
That adds up.
So
Yeah, that makes sense.
that comes
That
to
still
about
makes sense.
380.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
400
you're
million.
really talking 4. You're
Yeah.
really talking 4.
100%. So
Okay.
worse than what they're talking about before. All right.
Yeah,
so
that's not that, but that makes sense. That adds up.
this movie today is March. What is it, 8th? Is the 8th? I can't
It's
remember.
almost a month because it came
Almost
out
a month.
February 14th.
It came out. Yeah, it's Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
What a good Valentine's Day movie.
For the husbands and boyfriends.
A Red Hulk. We got a Red Hulk for
Red
Red
Hulk
Hulk
for
for
love.
Valentine's
Hey,
Day. Red
listen.
Hulk hands,
Here's what you do. Red. Okay. And go.
and they're red.
And they're not red anymore because I'm not doing that much work.
Grr.
That being said, I think you could probably get your date to go if you were like, "Do you want to go see a Harrison Ford movie with me?" She'd be like, "Yes."
Maybe.
What is my
Like,
wife,
your date was
65 years
red.
old?
Yeah, it was like 50 years ago,
Listen,
maybe.
Love.
Actually, my mom loves Harrison Ford.
Dude,
still.
Harrison
Probably why
Ford.
your mom went.
Actually, that was
Your
one of
mom
the.
went to the movie.
That was one of the
That's
biggest
probably one of the
reasons.
reasons she went.
For sure.
I guess
She
I
has gone
should've
to no
invited
other
my mom.
movies.
I didn't even think about it.
What is the
No,
changing
she
factor?
went to
Harrison
Didn't
Ford.
she go to the?
That's why she
didn't
went to
go
the original Star Wars.
Didn't she go to-
Everyone was
Sure.
like, "Oh, Luke or
Yeah, but the
Mark
original
Hamill."
Star
Mark
Wars
Hamill.
was 50 years
I
ago.
know,
Didn't
but
she
she's
go
just like,
to,
"I want to go for Harrison
She went,
Ford."
She
Yeah.
went to Ant-Man because she likes Paul Rudd too.
Yeah,
Yeah, she went to the
like-
Ant-Man movie.
See
with
what
her.
I was
Sexiest
saying,
man
guys?
alive.
Big names make a
Big
difference.
name. Paul Rudd. Actually, that's right. Paul Rudd was big when
He was already big before
because
Ant-Man.
he's a vampire. All right.
True.
How much do you think? So it's been out for about a month. How much do you think it has pulled in so far? This
Give
is
it
the
to
first
Brett.
Marvel movie of the
Let
year.
him set the tone.
Big names. Captain America, big name.
I have a number
What do you
in my
think,
mind.
Brett Tholomew?
375.
Whoa.
307. Okay, wait. Let's clarify because Brett might not have understood the clarification here. Are you saying opening weekend or are you saying overall?
Overall.
Overall, okay.
Jeez, you're saying they're not even making their money
They haven't
back
made their
right
money back
now.
in a month.
I
All
went
right.
with double plus a little more. Yeah, I don't
It
see
didn't
You don't
double.
think
making
it, well,
any
he
lots.
doubled the
Well,
budget,
okay,
not
all right,
the
all right.
advertising.
Right,
Okay, so
advertising.
350
you said plus marketing was
like 400 million.
whoa. Yeah, no, they're not going to make that.
Okay, so
back.
you said 350.
You don't think so?
Well, they will eventually. I don't
You
think they
said
have
300
yet.
So we're
50
to
million.
date.
Today.
375.
Today. 375, 375
All right,
million.
stick to your
today.
guns.
Final
Stick to your
answer.
guns.
Lock it in.
Stick to your guns.
Regis.
Keep going.
Done.
You're wrong, but stick to your guns.
100% wrong. Harry, what do you think?
519.
Ooh.
$5 and
$5.19.
$5.19.
I know it wasn't that because my ticket cost more than that.
sold-
to go.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Katie Beth
sold
went,
half
so
a
that's
popcorn
wrong.
bucket. All right, Logan, what do you think, man?
I 535.
You said, what did he
I'm
say?
going. He said 519.
519.
He's just trying to.
He's doing the Bob.
No,
He's
I'm
doing
not.
the
I
old-
actually.
Oh, you did dollar one, Bob.
I was thinking I'm going to go 519 and 1 cent. That's what I was
You
going to
should've.
say. Yeah.
535. All right, so we got.
I was gonna say 500 million flat before,
Okay.
before you
All right.
even
Fine.
said anything.
All right, hit us up, man.
All right, well, worldwide, we're at 346.
Wow.
The guy. Well, he watched it.
Logan said,
Three- and
you
guy-
are 100% wrong.
So
I
here's,
did.
here's the,
Play it back.
here's the deal.
Check tape.
346 is global. Not just domestic. That's global. 346.
Oh,
Opening weekend was an okay.
I am astonished.
Opening
I am
weekend.
astonished.
Opening
People
weekend
are burnt out.
Yeah.
well,
Opening
to be
weekend.
honest, I'm not because you guys are the only ones I know of my friends
Who
who
liked
went.
it?
Who went? Who went?
Who went?
Who went?
So opening weekend was an okay.
That's worse.
Opening
Yeah, that's
weekend was an
worse.
okay 88 for a February opening. That's not that bad. An 88,
Okay.
but it's bad when you consider it being an MCU movie. 88's pretty low. So 88 was the opening weekend domestic, and it's at 346 right now.
Wow.
Which is really surprising.
Wow.
I was
I'm
expecting
going to
it
have
to
a
at least
lot of
be
hot
600.
takes on this one then. I'm going to
Yeah.
have several.
pretty
You better
surprising.
get that hot take button
Hot
ready.
take. Bam, bam, bam. All right. Let's go over who's in it. We've got some
Better do
returners.
this quick. We
We've
need
got
to
some
spend
new.
time on that.
We will. All right. Anthony Mackie comes back as Sam Wilson. So that's our
How much do you think he made?
a good amount.
18 million. I don't know.
I'm
Down the line, 18,
How much did Sam make?
just
25.
25.
No
Oh,
way.
I have no idea.
No way did he make 25.
15.
There's
Like
not
million?
a world
It's like
he
his
made.
10th
There's
MCU
not
movie.
a world. There's
12
not a
million.
world.
12. Oh.
10.
10.
Yeah, I told
That's
you there's
low,
not a
man.
world.
Oh my
he made.
goodness.
Yeah.
Too
His
bad.
highest
Okay,
paid.
so you were
deserves
asking us
more.
and you knew.
He's
That's
the
why I
lead.
didn't. Yeah,
He
I
deserves
know,
more.
but well, and I bet
How much do you
Harris-
think Liv Tyler made?
a lot.
Liv Tyler.
3 cents.
11 million.
11 million?
I'm
Million
gonna
more.
say like 6 million. No, 5 million.
$500,000. She was in the movie for 3
Okay.
seconds.
Yeah, 5 million.
3 million.
Oh, it's close.
Yeah.
out for like
But
2 minutes.
it's her highest paid movie.
Probably.
Oh my goodness.
She did have her. She talked to him on the phone. That was her voice.
It was-
I'm
Good
sorry,
for
that
you know
was
what?
her highest
Good
bid.
for her.
Good for
Not
her.
good for her.
Good
A
for
minute,
her.
a million.
She's
Not good for her. Good
she's
for her
to
agent.
pay those
Good
bills.
for her agent.
Right, to get that kind of money in for her.
She doesn't need to pay those bills. She doesn't have any bills. She's Steven Tyler's daughter.
Yeah. All right, so Liv Tyler, we said Liv Tyler then, so Liv Tyler comes back as
that was a
Betsy
spoiler, by
Ross.
the way.
Right. Not that bad. Not that bad. Nobody cares about Betsy Ross.
Nobody cares about Liv Tyler. Move on.
Right. Or not Betsy Ross. Betsy Ross is Betty
American
Ross.
Betsy
flag-
Ross.
The American
Betty
flag
Ross.
sewer.
Okay.
Very
So
close.
you're not American.
Very
You're
close.
not American. Okay.
Carry on.
It's
Okay.
very
America.
close. Betty Ross, Betsy Ross. All right. So
Doge, look here.
What did you do in the past month?
Yeah. Did you write it up? Did you send your...
What have you been
Your
doing
email.
working from home recently?
the laundry. No, I'm kidding. Sometimes. So Danny Ramirez is also a returner. For those of you who watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier, he
Yep.
comes back as Joaquin Torres,
Falcon.
the new Falcon. Super cool to see him. Very comic accurate. Very excited for him to be given this opportunity.
Yeah.
I like his
I really
back and
like
forth
him.
with Sam, with
Yep.
Anthony Mackie. Very, very
The
good.
exchange is good.
Yeah, Carl Lumbly also returns as the tower of a man, Isaiah Bradley. Man, that dude, I don't care how old he gets, I do not want to mess with him. He is a big
The
dude.
man's a monster.
Love him as a character. Love to see some more
Absolute monster.
background of the original Captain America.
I would
How
love...
cool is
Yeah,
that?
let's go back
love that. Let's
and
get
do
him.
an OG of that.
Let's do it. Tim Blake Nelson also returns from The Incredible Hulk as Samuel Stearns, a.k.a. The Leader. We actually get to see him be the leader,
The
which is
leader
cool.
is dope.
Yep, and then we get some new people
leader.
in there as well. Giancarlo Esposito is in as Sidewinder, the
That
head
feels like
of,
a waste to me, but yeah.
Well, so
Oh, yeah, we can talk
apparently-
about it. We can
and
talk about it. We
apparently-
can talk about it.
Apparently, he's returning.
He
as
better
Sidewinder.
be.
The Serpent
in everything.
Society. Serpent
Yeah.
Society is a great. Kind of street level villain for Cap to fight, and also some other people.
Not
to
comic
fight.
accurate, by the way. Not comic accurate.
What?
The color accents. The color accents on his outfit were
you
similar.
need to put a picture right here.
Yeah. Yep. And
Not accurate.
Not at all.
Not accurate.
Well, they really couldn't put him in the.
No,
in
you
the,
can't make him comic
the snake
accurate.
hood and everything. He also didn't have his invisibility cloak and stuff. So anyway, but he came in. He was great. And then we have two other big introductions here. One that you might not be familiar with, but she is really, really cool. Shira Haas plays the tiny Black Widow. She is a character called Ruth Bat Sarif. So Ruth Bat Sarif is from the comics, and she is a superhero called Sabra. She's an Israeli superhero, and she's really, really cool. In the comics, she's not connected to... She has connections to the Black Widow, but she's not a Black Widow trained person. But she is kind of the same skill set, where she's like a spy.
She
and
was
super cool.
interesting.
She was
we'll
fun.
talk about it more.
She had a cool hallway scene that was very reminiscent of Black Widow's introduction in Iron Man 2. Did some cool, grab people by the neck with her legs and throw them around.
Yep.
Very Black Widow moves. She's in there. And then we have Harrison Ford, the GOAT, coming in as Thaddeus Ross, President Ross, and we get to see him turn nice, big, and red.
Solid replacement. R.I.P.
Yeah. Yes. William Hurt.
To William Hurt.
William Hurt.
Solid replacement.
Yeah, I really wish, even though I love Harrison in this, and I think he's a great cast, I really wish we could have seen William Hurt go red. I really wish we could have seen him become the Hulk.
I would have liked to have
It would have been
seen
cool.
his portrayal of this
It
character.
would have been really
Yeah.
cool. But talk about
full
CGI.
circle.
Holy
William
crap,
Hurt
man.
plays Duke Leto Atreides in the sci-fi.
In the Sci-Fi
Dune.
Channel. Dune.
2000.
Yeah.
With Professor X.
Yeah.
James McAvoy. All right, so that's our cast. That's coming in hot.
Both
they did a good
Professor
job.
X's.
Oh yeah,
Both.
you're right. No.
Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart was
I'm
not
sorry.
in the sci-fi, but he was in
Yeah.
the other Dune.
Yeah, you're
In
right.
the
I
David
apologize.
Lynch
You're right.
Dune.
I'm getting them
but
connected.
same world and
Same
yeah, there's a lot of-
universe.
You guys remember
lot of
the
crossover.
show Mantis?
No?
Yes.
That was
No.
Carl Lumbly.
Really?
Interesting.
Man, he was young though.
Yeah, it was in, the
younger.
90s.
Like in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
Well, we
so this
all
is his
were
second
younger.
superhero.
That's true. That's true.
I think I was just born.
I really like him as the OG Cap or the second Cap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was really, really cool. All right, so that's our cast. Solid cast. They did a solid job. Relatively solid script, and we'll talk about that more in our review. All right, a little bit of our comic connections
Background.
here. Most of it, honestly, and people have said, it feels more like an Incredible Hulk sequel than a Captain America movie. There is a lot pulled from the Incredible Hulk with the leader and him
I
getting
don't agree
infected.
with that statement.
I don't really either, except
agree with
for
that at all.
there is a lot of connections that you would feel a little more connected to if you saw the Incredible Hulk.
Sure, but
because
I
of
still
Thaddeus
don't
Ross
believe
and the
it's
leader
a
and
sequel
whatnot.
to that over.
Well, if I had known that, I would have rewatched that, The
Yeah,
Incredible
yeah.
Hulk, but I didn't know.
True, it would have been
Honestly-
good to watch that ahead of time.
Honestly, the biggest thing is just people looking and saying, who in the world is Tim Blake Nelson? Like, who is
the leader?
When Cap, even about that, when Cap walks into the abandoned laboratory and we see like the educational documentation for Samuel Stearns, like that should have been a moment,
Right,
and most
right.
people were probably just like, who is Samuel Stearns? You know, like unless you were really dialed into who the leader is or you watched The Incredible Hulk, that wasn't as much of a shock value as it probably should have been.
Is the same actor as Tim Blake Nelson in
Same
The Incredible?
guy.
Okay,
Yeah,
all
yeah,
right.
same
Well,
guy.
see, yes, I should have watched
See,
The
that's
Incredible
why-
Hulk, but
although-
I didn't know.
Yeah, although I don't agree that it's a sequel, it's
Yes.
definitely the plot is driven from
Yes.
The
The
Incredible
Incredible
Hulk.
Hulk. Yeah,
So the
I
good-
agree with that statement,
Yes.
but I just feel like it's
You
I
can't
feel
blanket
like,
it with it. It's a sequel.
No,
No,
not
you
at
can't.
all. And
You
I
can't.
that's just what's been going around the
Yeah.
interwebs.
No, it's okay, Greg. We know your opinion.
Yeah,
Carry on.
hey, I just read a headline, I go with it.
That is gospel.
Truth. So the major comic connections here is that there's no like direct comic book where the Serpent Society is hired to go after President Ross and it's all by the leader and whatever.
It's
But
typical MCU.
right, but it's very tied to, in the comics, Ross is manipulated and brought to be the Red Hulk by the leader and the leader's group.
Right.
And he then becomes a little bit more of a cognitively aware Hulk, which we saw at the end of the movie where
Little
Sam's
bit.
able to talk him down. In the comics, he's a little bit more cognitively aware of being the Red Hulk. So that's comic accurate. Also, the fact that the Red Hulk's power is a little bit more fire-based.
Yeah.
So we see in the movie like things like the steam rising off them and everything. In the comics, the first time the Red Hulk appears, they believe or they're being told it's the regular Hulk, but the thing that tips them off that it's not Bruce is that
he's red.
Right.
No.
Well, you and I wouldn't have been
the
able
damage,
to pick
I
that.
don't. What's the difference?
Yeah, he looked the same to us, actually.
The damage
There's
that
zero
takes
difference.
place, the damage that takes place around the incident is in the desert, and the sand has been turned to glass.
Yeah.
And so they're like, this is not connecting to the real Hulk. So
Without
so we
the
saw
glass, Harry
steam
and I really thought.
right, you would have been
until,
like, that's totally Bruce.
Yeah, we just thought
This guy getting into glass blowing?
Right.
What's going on?
Yeah.
That's the major connection there. The leader uses the Red Hulk to get at heroes in the
Right.
comics. The leader is using the Red Hulk to kind of take down Ross, but also get at the heroes. So there's some cool stuff there. And then we already mentioned Sabra. She's a connection there. And there's rumor that she'll return again. It's cool to have an Israeli superhero in the mix. Hopefully they'll kind of dive a little bit more into her past. There was rumor that she was going to be more heavily like Israeli hero in the movie. But then because of political things, they shifted her to be more Black Widow in the movie. Who knows how much of that is true and how much of it isn't? But it's cool
What's
to see
going
the
on
representation.
politically?
That's not what this podcast is about. All right, that's our background. That's our carnage. We got a lot to talk about this movie
Yeah,
because it was
there is a lot
very
here.
interesting display. So we're gonna jump right into our comic review. All right, comic review time, guys. Let's talk about what we like.
Oh, that's not this part.
Wait.
Sorry,
No,
wrong
it's the
part.
it's the kazoos or whatever.
How tall is she?
She's really tiny.
She looked like she was like 5'1".
Right.
She looked like she
Or
was
shorter.
4'3".
Or shorter.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Okay, she's
Well,
5'2".
The other thing
5'2".
is she's
Oh,
you
slight.
nailed it.
It's not
Yes,
just that.
she
It's
is
not
also
just that
slight.
she's
She was also
short.
110
pounds
pounds.
soaking wet.
They also, I guarantee you.
She's the same height as Jenna.
Wait, so that's where is that was actually Jenna. In the
So
movie.
she's real tall.
Yeah.
She's real tall.
really
She's
tall.
Really tall.
Man, Jenna, you are super tall. Does she want to be tall?
She's so tall.
I don't know if your wife wants to be tall.
How does Jenna
don't
feel?
know.
How does Jenna feel?
I don't think she
about
wants to be tall. She married this guy.
She looks at me like this.
it? Yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
right.
That's
Yes,
true.
for sure.
So there's that.
She also
Have you guys done that trend yet where she puts like a camera up on the wall at your height
Right,
so
right,
that
right.
It, when she does the other way, she sees how you
sees
look
how-
at
yeah,
her?
Yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah.
You need
No,
to,
but we should.
you should do that. You should do that and get her
feel
reaction.
I feel like she was also wearing like flats most of the movie, so it made her look.
Yeah,
a
no,
lot.
she didn't wear high heels.
She didn't wear heels, which is really great because she's like doing combat stuff. She shouldn't be
Right, she
wearing high
shouldn't.
She
heels.
should 100% be
She
wearing
should be wearing
sneakers.
something
combat shoes,
or like combat shoes, something that can protect your feet because
Yeah.
she's flipping around
Yeah.
and kicking butt. All right, what we're gonna go around as usual. What do we like? What do we not like? Katie Beth, do you want to start us out? You're the guest.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
Guess
sure.
Start us out.
Yes.
What
Well,
did you like about it?
I liked that the preparation that I did for it. I watched the Winter Soldier and the Captain Falcon show.
Falcon Punch! Yes, we love that
And
show.
I was excited to see some
brother.
Power
people
from
who
Jesus.
came back.
That's
Like
right, Power from
Bucky.
Jesus.
I'm happy Bucky made an appearance.
And he's running
Senator
to be a senator.
Bucky.
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Was it senator or congressman?
I can't remember.
Whatever.
Some
Same,
political
same.
something. They're all
all the same building.
people.
different.
They're all cut from the same cloth.
Yes. I'm glad that the leader, his main line was,
Yes.
I am the hero of my story.
It was Logan's favorite
which
part
is
of
a
the movie.
very Gen Z comment. So they were trying to
Yeah,
gear
yeah.
it towards Gen Z. You don't know any millennials or Gen X or even baby boomers that would say,
Can you look up how old is we were talking about
I
this?
think
how
I think
old
he's
is
a
Tim
baby
Blake
boomer,
Nelson?
and he's saying, "I am the hero of my story."
He
Okay,
is, though. Look at him.
And that's why at the end of the
Let
movie,
it
I had to
go.
say, "What's
Let
his
it
name?
go.
Greg? What's his name? He's the leader."
The leader,
Oh.
yeah.
How old is he?
How old is Tim
Yeah,
Blake Nelson?
how old is Tim
Do you think
Blake?
he's a Gen Zer?
No,
No way.
We were saying
No.
we were saying he's a baby boomer. Like
No.
he's got to be in like his 50s or 60s.
51.
He's 60 years old
Oh,
on the dot.
I said his 60s.
You're right.
My
Yeah.
guesses
No.
are like
And
so
then-
off today.
Yeah, you're-
I'm
what's
way
wrong with
off
you,
today.
man?
I don't know.
Because you haven't got your supplements yet.
So you're saying he wouldn't say that if he
Way.
Yes, we're
wasn't
saying
a baby boomer?
It's a
No,
Gen
no.
Z comment to say,
Yeah.
and
Oh.
so
But
he
it
is
coming
not a
out of a
millennial.
baby
He is
boomer.
not Gen X.
Yeah,
he
he's
is a
not
baby
even
boomer.
close.
And so it was kind of interesting that he used that frame. Would that have been in the comics?
No.
I mean, I'm sure.
I mean,
I'm sure
well,
the
maybe,
leader.
yeah.
I'm sure the leader. So the leader is a very statistics. Just like in the movie, the leader is a very statistic driven villain, and he believes he has everything right. So
Sure.
it is. It's not like outside of his
Oh,
character.
he was
He definitely
very
believes he's the
statistically
He is
good
the
guy.
last year for being a boomer.
Nice.
Yep.
He's,
He
but he's
definitely
very
believes-
statistically driven
Yeah.
in this movie.
And in the
Yeah.
comics, he very much believes that he's in the
Statistically
right.
wrong.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So it's not like it's outside of his character. Kind of weird to have him say it though.
Yeah. And again, since I did research of all of that, when Sam throughout the movie, he goes, "Oh, I should have taken the serum. I should have taken the serum."
Yeah.
In the show, he specifically says 2 or 3 times, "No, I'm not going to take the serum because I don't have the heart of that. So I'm not going to." He says it in the show.
No, I'm talking about Sound Wizard throwing
Sound
off
Wizard
the whole
throwing
thing.
off
Call.
some weird.
Ah,
oh
yeah,
no!
yeah.
Did you just get a call?
No.
It's the ringing was for the serum.
No,
I need more.
Yeah.
I need more allowance.
No, I'm getting a charity call.
Okay,
Oh,
that's fine. That's
Okay.
fine.
Should we try to loop them into spending money for us?
No, you know what? No, just we don't do charity. You kidding me?
Hello, you're on the Legion.
Sorry, Katie. Beth,
I mean,
go
we
back
could
to
bring
the
him in.
serum. Go back to the
Yeah.
serum.
So there were multiple times in the show where he's given the opportunity to be like Walker
Yes.
and take the serum,
Yes,
and he says,
discount
"Nope,
Captain
I can't
America."
do it." Yes, exactly. Discount Kurt Russell.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, and he
Well, it's
doesn't.
his son, so,
and then
yeah.
he struggles through it in the whole movie that we
Wyatt.
just watched. "Oh, I should have taken the serum." And then
Yeah.
they're like, "No, you didn't. You made the right choice.
Right.
You made the right choice." And
That's
so,
Bucky's
it's a good
lines
callback.
there
It's a good
is
callback.
great.
Yeah, his speech that he
Yes,
gives, it's
that
a
he
good-
gives to
It's a
him.
good callback.
We have
because
writers for that.
I like, yeah, right. I love the fact. I've always loved the fact. So Steve has this very air of humbleness, right?
Yes.
But he's also very confident in being Captain America. I've always loved Sam. The fact that he's very real and he's very aware of what he perceives as like his like limitations, and he's like, I'm not that guy. When he takes the shield from Steve, he says it doesn't feel like it's mine, and Steve's like, that's because it is, because you need that humility. And he was very like resolute in the beginning of being Captain America, saying, I'm not gonna take the serum. And then in this movie, it's been a while, right? Torres is like full-fledged Falcon, like he's been
Sure.
Cap for quite a bit, and as a real dude, like he's feeling it. He's getting stabbed and shot and punched, and he's like,
Yeah.
man, as a real dude, he's like, I should have just taken that serum. Like, I could be like bulletproof now, or not
Right.
bulletproof, but at least like heal faster.
Right.
So he's having that real like
Struggle.
crisis of
and
character.
it's believable.
Yeah, it's
That's what I like. Is
believable.
it's
It's great.
believable.
But I think, and this
Yeah.
is, I don't want to jump to the end on this, except we do it every time.
We do it every time.
But like the reality came down to what mattered at the end was not his ability to be able to take a punch from
Yes.
from the Red Hulk, because
Yes.
when you're facing the most juiced up
Yeah.
superhero or villain,
I wouldn't want to
like in
face a
this game, you're
steroid
not-
Harrison Ford.
like you're thinking to yourself, I'm just a
Yeah.
human
Yeah.
that has okay, so I've got armor.
He's got the vibranium wings
Right.
that distributes the. That's why he
But
can
I'm
take a
literally
punch.
facing a Hulk, and
Yeah.
I've worked with Hulk before, so I know what it's capable of.
Right.
And so I'm facing him just as a man,
Yeah.
and the reality comes down to, at the end, what matters is the fact
Right.
that he is a man, that he's humble, that he is the man that he needs to be
Yes.
in that moment.
Yes.
And the man that Cap sees it, or Steve Rogers saw
Right,
him
right,
as,
right.
to be able to do that. And it's like, that's the difference maker.
Well, how did Steve first come into contact with Sam? Like he knew
On your
about-
left.
Well,
On your left.
He knew about him. He knew about him in that running, but he knew who Sam was, and who was Sam?
He was Falcon.
No.
A
Oh, he was
Rescue.
just a man.
A
He was a
Pararescue,
Yeah.
and then after that, he became what?
Oh, no,
Oh,
he used
yeah,
his,
he
I
was-
was going to say that
he
too.
was-
He used
yeah.
his strength because he talked down Red
Yes.
Hulk because he was like a VA counselor or
Yeah,
like
a
group
PTA
leader. And he
PTA
was just
counselor, or
like, okay,
PTSD.
let's
He's
fix
not a
that.
PTA counselor. So
He's
he's not
working
a
in those
parent
public
teacher
schools, man.
association counselor.
PTSD
I mean,
counselor.
some of us may need that after being a part of a PTA,
Education?
but
Or just being in education?
Yeah.
Getting
being in
shot at by
education.
terrorists,
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
public school.
We're
Same
working
thing.
with elementary kiddos.
Same thing, really.
Same. But no, he
but
was
yeah,
a PTSD
He
counselor.
was a PTSD counselor, and that's where Steve first saw his strength. And in fact, when Falcon was dusted, Steve became a PTSD counselor in the Endgame world because he saw a strength that he didn't have that Sam had, and I think that's why it kind of pushed him to give him the shield. And yeah, he had to come back to that. It's
Well,
so cool.
and then the whole reality comes down to, okay, what did Thaddeus Ross really need?
Right. What
in
was
this
the
movie?
and what was the drive of his frustration
Like,
and
he
anger?
needed what he was striving for
Yeah.
the entire time, the entire movie. His motivation
Yep.
is striving towards reconciliation with his daughter.
Yeah.
And so to do that, he recognizes that he wasn't always right.
Right.
He made bad decisions in the past, and
Yep.
he's allowed his anger to control him.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what does that sound like he needs more than anything else? Probably some counseling.
Jesus.
Well, yeah, agreed,
Yes.
agreed. But
yes, 100%.
but I mean, counseling.
He needs counseling. He needs somebody to walk him through
and
his emotions.
So the person best suited to be able to be the one who cares for him, supports him,
Yeah.
works him through that is Sam.
Sam.
Yeah. So good.
And
So
so
good.
I was really impressed by that dynamic, and somebody who has done counseling, has been in counseling, has worked with people through mental health, and challenges. I was really moved by that aspect of it being the central theme throughout the whole movie.
Yes.
Because Thaddeus is doing this because he doesn't know any other way to be able to reach out to Betty.
Right.
He doesn't know.
He needs to
how
fix
do I
it.
make amends?
That's how he thinks.
For and prove to her because
yeah.
my words aren't going to do it. This is what I need to do to prove to her
Right.
that I've changed.
Right. That I'm trying to be better.
Right.
I'm trying to be
Right.
better. Yeah.
Right.
Nice.
Yes. No, those are the things I liked.
Awesome.
And the thing, again, I've mentioned this before to Greg and all, the thing that was just hard is it's just another Marvel movie. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I want to go see it with these lovely gentlemen and
Yeah.
all of that.
The
but
fatigue,
it's
though.
a little bit of Marvel fatigue.
Yeah, I
And
hear
keeping
that.
track of all the characters.
I don't think it's just a little bit.
Yeah, it's
You're
a lot.
right on. It's a lot of it.
Yeah. Yeah. And coming from I'm definitely I think the biggest Marvel fan in the four of us here.
Yeah.
And I'm getting real tired. I'm ready for them to either get better or just stop making it.
Yep.
And be have something good, end on a good note, or they would end on a bad note at this point, or end on a mediocre note. But yeah,
Well,
I hear that.
so here's what I want to say. So
Yeah,
you are the biggest Marvel fan out of all of us.
sure.
And there's nobody who has more fatigue than me. And I've been done with Marvel for quite some time now.
You mean just in general, just in life?
Just in life.
the most
just
fatigue.
I'm done with it.
You're done.
Yeah.
You're just I'm
But-
tired.
But the reality comes down to I actually really like this movie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna actually tell you right now.
We'll get to our verdict for sure.
I really enjoyed this movie, and
Yeah,
the things
yeah.
that I really liked were what I've already said, but also it was a good movie.
Yeah,
it was
outside of being a comic
outside
movie.
of even
Yeah.
a comic book movie.
Yeah.
I would watch this multiple times.
I'm
I would have
going to.
no issue
Yeah.
doing that. I think they did a really good job with tying in some of the old stuff,
Yes.
bringing some pieces full circle that we were like, we haven't been even touched on in
a
a really long time. I think the story around, we had a callback to the Eternals with the
celestial
the celestial
or whatever
that started to come out of the earth, and now we've got vibranium.
Yep.
Adamantium.
Adamantium.
Yeah, huge
my bad.
jacked man.
Adamantium. I knew I was going to say the
Marvel
wrong one,
fans,
and I nailed it.
Well, there is vibranium
Well,
in this
I'm
movie.
glad that you like
Yeah,
this
but
movie,
the
especially
Celestials
since we
being
do not
adamantium.
like the Eternals.
Right, exactly.
They took something,
exactly.
they redeemed
took
a bit of
something
it.
terrible
and made something
didn't
good.
bring any of the characters in, but now we've got vibranium.
They didn't even
adamantium in the Marvel universe. Vibranium in the Marvel universe. Okay,
and it was organic. It was
organic.
And it wasn't
Adamantium.
forced.
It was natural.
It wasn't forced.
It wasn't forced.
It didn't feel forced. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. And so I thought that was phenomenal. And then we bring in the leader.
Yes.
In the background. And do I like the hero line? Do I like any of this, how he introduced, that whole, his he was just, some of the conversations weren't great.
Right.
Okay?
Some of it felt a little corny.
The dialogue with him was really corny at different times. I love the statistical piece, the analytical piece.
Yeah.
But then anytime he had to do something where he is semi-intimidating, you're like...
It was a little weird seeing him out there in a zip-up hoodie with his hood up,
right.
being
I was
kind of weird.
Yeah, and also this is a military base. How did you get on
Was
here?
he supposed to be scary? Because I wasn't.
I don't know.
I wasn't intimidated.
In the comics, is he supposed to be scary?
Well, in the comics, he's green with a 16-inch.
Also, is he taller than Tim Blake Nelson?
No, he's a very short dude.
No.
But his head is 3
Isn't
feet tall in the
bubble.
comics.
It's just straight up.
He's like Mojo Jojo from Powderpuff Girls.
Yes, he is.
I don't know.
No. Well, yes. Well, Mojo has the brain.
Head-wise.
He's more like the villain from Crash Bandicoot. The giant head, giant square head.
That is a good callback. Yeah. That is a very good callback.
He has facial hair like that too in the comics.
Yeah.
But yes, we mentioned when we left the movie, we were like, I think we all kind of mentioned this at one point in our first kind of decompression of the movie. We were like, in the first 15 minutes, it was more tied to a centralized MCU story than the entire Phase 4.
Right. Yeah.
It just felt like this was back on track.
It progressed in a much better way than the majority of the movies that we've seen to this point.
Yes.
So that's where I'm kind of shocked by the returns on the movie, and I have to believe it is the Marvel fatigue, because I actually think it is a better movie. It is actually a hot take. It is my favorite Captain America movie.
Oh, you stole our end question. Man.
I'm sorry. I'm going to get to that.
Yeah, we're all over the place. What are we doing?
Get to talk.
I'm all over.
You don't get to talk with that part now. Because
I'm sorry. So here's my gripes.
Wait.
What are we doing?
Wait. We were talking about the good things.
Is that what we're doing?
I thought we were doing a comic review.
We are. We're talking about what we liked about the movie.
First, he's right. We talk about first, and then what problems. Yeah, he's right.
Yeah.
I'm wrong.
I brought up the fatigue.
I was lost.
And that's okay. That's fine. But
where am I?
You're a veteran here.
You're home.
Listen,
you're in your house. All right, Brett.
I am really out of sorts.
We're all home.
I'm really out of sorts.
Breaking
today.
news. I watched this one.
You saw this one.
Brett saw this movie. So you have to have an opinion.
I do.
You're required to say something. What did you like about the movie? How did it tie into what you appreciate about comics? And what do you think?
Yeah. 4 things. One.
Four
He's got
things.
4 points.
Jenna, I love you and your height.
Okay,
that's not about the movie.
That's a really good
3
point.
things.
He had to nail that though. That was good.
That's a veteran husband move.
Something happened. I love you too, my wife.
Yeah,
I'm sure my
Jamie,
what did we do?
No, we were talking about her height. We were talking about her height.
I know. I'm just.
We're just covering bases though.
I thought maybe the end of the world was happening.
Yeah.
We're here.
2 to 3 weeks. Maybe this will come out.
And it's over. It's all over. All right. Go
Anywho.
ahead.
No, 3 things. One you touched on.
Okay.
I enjoyed the he's like, I'm Captain America, but he's not Captain America. He doesn't feel like Captain America.
Yeah.
But it's very much because you don't think you are him, you are him.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
That's why you're the right man.
So that was cool.
Yeah.
The second, I loved the scene after he turned red. That was
the fight with the cherry blossoms, the whole fight scene.
Well, and if you've been to DC, it's like, cool. When he hit the Washington Monument,
he destroyed half
falling.
the White House and the Washington Monument.
The White House was obliterated for sure.
Obliterated everything.
Yeah.
But the Washington Monument,
destroyed
I couldn't help but
It's not the first time
that were there looking at the monument. But anyway,
Yeah.
Well, that's the second time. Is that what you're saying? That's the second time the monument was messed up.
Yeah, I mean, all of DC.
Well,
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah, that's
Spider-Man.
Oh no, I was talking
Homecoming.
about real life.
I was saying Spider-Man: Homecoming. They had the you know that's where Spider-Man first makes his saves, like
Yeah.
when he's on the field trip.
That's right.
So I guess
Washington
3
Monument.
times.
Yeah.
One time in real life.
All right, so that's
The
that.
third thing.
Third
I'm gonna go deep
Go deep.
because I'm a girl dad.
There you go.
History, bro.
Well, girl dad, not necessarily history.
I appreciated like the obviously turns red with love,
Right. It's all
Valentine's
about
Day.
love.
Valentine's
Yeah,
Day.
Yeah.
Yep.
massive hatred.
Right.
I
That's where all good love is
appreciated
founded.
that the only thing that brought him back was thinking of his daughter and the cherry blossoms.
I was
Yeah.
moved. I was moved at that
Yeah.
moment too
Yeah,
by
you-
having 3 daughters. I was
Yeah,
like,
you leaned over at this point in the movie. Logan leans over to me and goes, "I was not prepared to cry."
I was not. I wasn't ready for this.
My eyes are sweating. What is this?
Hey, what is this?
Seinfeld.
can't-
What is this salty
I was like,
discharge?
I did not come to this movie to cry.
Right.
It's like, that is not why
I
I'm
came to
here.
watch Captain America punch a Hulk. Why am I
Yeah,
crying?
Why am I crying?
Yeah, it
I
was
was
good.
definitely moved.
So I'm literally
real.
like, yeah,
Yes.
I've been angry like that, and I looked at my daughter and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so yeah,
That's
that-
awesome.
That was deep for me.
It was.
I
That
remember
is
the
a really
last
good-
time you destroyed half the White House.
Yeah.
I remember that, and you came back. I
Yeah,
appreciate
he
that.
came back.
Came back to us.
I didn't see that movie.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Did you do 3 things?
He
I
did
did
3
3
things.
things.
Okay.
Yeah,
They were just listen.
there were others,
Brett-
but it's not about me.
It's and Brett.
This is a rough
Yeah,
day.
Logan.
Brett knows
And
how.
slightly Greg. It's not about us.
Brett
This is
knows.
a rough day.
Brett knows
I'm out
how
of
to. Brett knows how to say things succinctly.
That was a good job.
Yeah, I have other thoughts,
Succinctly.
but there's a
We'll
lot of
get there.
stuff. Yeah,
Go ahead, Harry. What do you think, man? What was good stuff about the movie for you? If there was, I mean, you might have just hated it.
Hated it.
He hated it. I
Did you
figured.
really?
No.
Oh,
No.
okay.
I think it's the first
I would've just
movie
been-
5 years that's, it's found a common plot to push and also had its side plots to be able to work out throughout the movie. So,
Yes.
and
yeah,
finish them.
right, yeah.
Yes. That's
Like-
actually well. That's been a big frustration online for some reason, and I
Right.
don't know if it's just like bots or like people who just hate things, but people are like,
But
well, I mean, bots hate things, right?
the only
That's
good
why the
clanker
robot
is a
com-
dead clanker.
That's right. Amen.
Mm.
But they're like, the Captain America: Brave New World has way too many side plots, and none of them come to any like satisfying conclusion. And I'm like, that's actually the opposite. Like this is one of the
Right.
first times in a long time that the MCU
What?
has had a bunch of side plots and brought them in a nice way. Yeah,
What side plots are they
I don't
saying
know, but
that didn't come to a conclusion?
I don't know. That's like, and that's why
That's
that's why I
really-
wonder if it's bots.
Maybe
or
because
just
like
people who
young
are
Carlo
angry.
didn't die, or I don't know.
or that Torres
They're
is gonna be
restarting the
okay,
Avengers,
or, I
or
don't.
that they're restarting the Avengers.
But
Like,
they
is that
need
it?
to set
But
more
that's
things
I
up.
felt like that was the right.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
actually.
you don't set that up there.
No, and
Isn't
it
that on
needs to be.
purpose?
It's being set up for Secret Wars. That's the
Right.
point. Like,
I
this
thought,
is the
I
first
thought that
time
was a
it did
great
that.
setup.
Yeah.
Like I was actually like, it's one of the only setups
Yeah.
that's moving forward. Everything else comes to a satisfying
Right.
conclusion.
Same with Thunderbolts.
Exactly
And
right.
you have
Yeah.
one thing that
Yeah.
you're like, good.
Yeah. So that
That's
I totally
gonna be the next thing
Right.
I look for.
yes.
Like
And
that's.
it gives us
Instead
direction
of
and it hope.
so there's 14 things
Right.
that didn't come to any sort of conclusion, are really frustrating that I have no conclusion around them, and 13 of them are not going to happen.
right. Thankfully, this wasn't one of those movies. And
That is life, everyone. So the haters should stop
Yeah, but I
complaining.
live in
Yeah,
life.
I
I
wanted to
experience that on a daily basis.
You don't wanna go watch
I
it.
don't
Right,
need.
right.
I go to the movie to feel better
Release.
about a
Find release from that.
One conclusion. This finished. This movie ended and it is over.
And yeah,
I
it's
don't
happy.
go to the movie to then be more frustrated by things that are not done.
well, you know what I really
And that's why we're here, folks.
I live that every day.
I'm going to expound on that a little bit more, but I want you to finish.
Good word.
For what I found good about it, but I want you to finish what you
Good
were saying.
word.
Thank you.
You guys didn't do yours already?
He has to go
I've
still.
only facilitated at this point. I haven't said anything really.
You said them.
You've said a lot of things.
I've
You've used a lot of words. You
commented on
just
what
said
you
it.
guys-
Bound.
I've
Oh, he has
commented
to
on what
take
you
his
said.
turn, everyone.
I
So
No.
usually go last.
This
he
isn't
does.
communism.
Beth, that's very
This isn't
kind of
communism.
you. She's being so nice to Greg, and
No.
she's
This is
trying
why-
to like really protect him from us.
Yeah, well, this is good. You need to be on the show more often, Katie.
oh, thank you.
Go ahead, Harry. Finish out your thoughts.
That's okay.
That was it.
No, that's fine. I don't need a turn.
Well,
He's
you no,
resolved.
you started your
He's
turn.
resolved.
I thought I wanted you to finish it.
That's it.
I'm feeling like this is going to be one of the things. Like it's
He's
not
gonna
what
get
you said; it's how
He's
you
gonna
said.
get you. He's gonna get you. You shouldn't trust that at all. He's gonna get you.
I'm not taking that bait.
Don't trust that.
I'm going to start talking.
Just
He's
go.
gonna-
No, I
he's
mean,
gonna
go,
turn
just
off my
go.
mic.
Definitely go, but definitely
Just
don't. That's
just-
coming back to haunt
just
you.
totally go.
That's on you. Don't. I'm out of this.
Just go, Beth. You
Get 'em.
secretly hate you.
Okay,
All right. I'll start.
I don't hate anyone.
I know you're a kind. You're the middle ground.
I just
You're-
dislike him.
You're our Ahsoka. You're our middle
Don't turn
ground.
your back on him.
He's our middle ground. Logan's usually one degree, and I'm the other degree, and then he's the middle. And Ahsoka's the bridge of the Force. Right? She's not light or dark.
He
She's
doesn't
the
like
middle.
that at all. He
I
doesn't
know.
like when you refer to him as Ahsoka. That's not a great. You should stop doing that.
I'm going to do it all day, every day.
Yeah, and
Just
this is
jealous
why,
of the
this is
braids. I don't
why
have
you have
braids.
to be
Just
scared.
jealous of the braids. Rosario Dawson, teach me your ways.
This is why you got to be scared when you turn your back on Harry.
Why do you think I'm training?
Right. Well,
All right.
it's
So
not going to work. He picks up light poles.
fair enough. To kind of expound on what you're saying, Harry, what I really appreciated about the and what you were saying too actually connects to both. The push for like what's coming in the future. I really liked the fact that they dropped that push not in the end credit scene.
Right.
So the end,
They actually expounded it.
right. The
throughout the
end
movie.
credit scene. The end credit scene was actually not only a push to the future, but a kind of flesh out of what they already teased.
Yeah.
So they
Right.
teased the creation of the Avengers. They teased the creation of we're going to need a team when a threat comes here.
Yep.
And then the leader at the end teased Doomsday. And it's like, so it's all kind of pushing to
Yes.
the idea that we need a team because something bigger and badder is coming.
Right.
But it's also pushed towards things that are already
in
announced
motion.
and happening.
Yes.
As
Yes.
opposed
Yeah.
to like, here's something that might happen and you know
Right.
nothing about.
They kind of pulled
Hey,
some stuff
Kelsey
from other
Grammer's
movies, and they're
piece.
like, okay, I guess we're gonna drag these out of the graveyard and
Right.
start pushing
Right.
them.
Right. And
They're like, wait a minute, this is what we're supposed to do.
right. It was like they finally got their head on and were like, hey, we've set up a few of these things.
Right.
Let's take the ones that we actually should be moving forward and let's put it in the middle of the story, not just in the end credits, and let's push it forward to a satisfying like direction.
We know,
need that.
Which is just
we know
forward.
Secret
Right.
Wars
Yeah.
and
Secret Wars and
Doomsday
Doomsday
are
are
going to
happening.
happen. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
we
Right.
don't need to introduce something
Right.
that may happen or might
Right.
not because it'll
Right.
be terrible if that
Right.
we go down that rabbit hole. But no, we're just going to make
Right.
them. We're going to make people get excited more about the potential for them
Yes.
happening.
Yes, and everything else ended.
Yeah,
Like the
Right.
only
We're done.
other loose end, which I think they ended really nicely, which is the second part of my how they ended things, is Thaddeus put himself in the raft. I
Yes.
love that. I
Well,
love that he took accountability.
keep going.
I love that he went into the raft.
Yep.
And he is there now, and he's not done. Like it's like he didn't die. He could come back as a Red Hulk, either as an ally or a villain, and he's
but-
in the raft.
Yeah, but here's the
The
thing.
raft
the leader.
exists with the leader. Yeah.
No,
They're all in the raft.
Well, and
Here's
he's-
the thing.
So I think I know what you're gonna say.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So
you go ahead.
He's also his Red Hulk abilities are going away because it was
Right.
it was said in the movie that the leader through his pills was secretly giving him gamma stuff. And
Right.
so now he stopped taking those pills. He's no longer going to turn to the Red Hulk unless he chooses to, unless
Right.
he willingly takes the gamma stuff.
Yep.
He's going to be back to Thaddeus, and he has a nice conclusion to his character.
But
And that's why he's a
My-
coherent
Need that
Hulk,
for
is
his
because
health,
he
though?
slowly
Isn't his health
was.
That's what I was
deteriorating
gonna
now
say.
Right.
because he's not taking those pills?
Well, but I'm
Right.
sure they could just so the leader did all the hard work of figuring out what he needs to keep his heart alive.
Right.
Okay.
That I'm sure they have scientists that can just remove the gamma.
My thing
stuff.
is,
But
they threw an arc reactor in a man's chest. I think they should be able to figure out some like heart arrhythmia
Right.
or
And
something.
Then, well,
but
and
that
then
man's
they figured out. Yeah, that's true.
He
And
chose
they
to die.
They
Yeah,
figured
but
out.
he's-
They
is he
figured
dead?
out how to. He is.
Well, technically, no. Nobody ever dies.
Nobody.
Oh, thank
yeah.
In
Just
another
imagine if they
universe,
played
he's
Iron
alive.
Man.
Multiverse.
Anyway.
Multiverse. Yeah, Tony is alive somewhere in the multiverse.
So
True.
my point with that
Anyway,
though
yeah,
is
go on.
I
Tony.
actually believe we're
not
not
ours.
going to see him again, and we shouldn't.
Thaddeus? Yeah.
Because here's the reason: why was he taking those pills,
So that he wouldn't die
and why did he not want to die yet?
because he wanted closure with his daughter, and we got that.
reconciliation.
And so he's getting
He's getting
reconciled with his
reconciliation.
daughter.
Yeah.
So he will not feel compelled to take those pills
Yeah, right,
anymore.
right.
Because if he's able to reconcile with
He
his
can-
daughter,
he can just go.
he can then feel
Yeah.
okay.
He's got to be around for at least the Thunderbolts.
No. That is a common misconception. Thaddeus Ross has nothing to do with the Thunderbolts.
right.
even though his name is Thunderbolt Ross, there's actually no correlation in the comics. Thunderbolts is its own title without a connection to Ross.
No, it's
It's a
just
silly
assumed.
connection.
That's an unfortunate
Or
connection.
not connection.
It
Especially
is.
since they're coming out back to back. Did they
Right.
do that on purpose, or was that just
I don't think so.
coincidental?
I think it's coincidental.
So why do they call them
The
Thunderbolts?
Thunderbolts, they were not named after Ross from the comics. The Thunderbolts, I think the reason why Thunderbolts is coming out now is because we need a surrogate Avengers while the Avengers are being assembled. Like we need a team that's going to be able to do stuff. But until
That
Sam
doesn't
can
answer my
gather.
question.
Right.
Well,
He asked
everyone
why.
wants more
Why are
Bucky
they?
Why are they
calling
called?
the-
I'll just look it up.
I don't remember why they called them the
Hack the
Thunderbolts.
system, sir.
Yeah, but it's not based on Ross.
So are we talking about what
So.
we didn't like now?
All right, yeah, let's transition.
Okay.
So Katie Beth started us out a little bit by saying the fatigue issue.
That's a
but
big one.
You don't have to go first this time. We'll go have somebody else go first.
I can
So,
go first.
You can gather. Yeah, go ahead. You started to jump into it. You started to jump the gun.
So I'm gonna
jump
do. I have two things. One's
hear it.
really quick, and I'm
Yep.
gonna do the quick one because Harry's gonna laugh hysterically at this because when I saw it,
How many times has Harry laughed
when I
hysterically?
saw it, well, he won't laugh hysterically. He'll chuckle.
He'll chuckle
small. knowingly chuckle, very small chuckle.
Yeah.
When I saw it, I was like, Harry's gonna be pissed about
I
this
remember
immediately.
this. He was pissed about it right after the movie ended.
What?
It says they're named after Thunderbolt Ross.
Really? I didn't think it had any connection
Why?
to him.
Why? From the I thought, yeah. What's
'cause
Marvel
Yeah.
Universe, the Thunderbolts are named after the character Thunderbolt Ross, also known as Red Hulk, who is often
Right.
prominent member of the team, signifying their powerful makes sense, and sometimes controversial nature.
Yeah,
Similar
yeah.
to the lightning strike, the name also alludes to the idea of sudden impact force like a thunderbolt.
Right.
Oh,
I
good
want. Yeah.
correction.
I
good
thought-
correction?
That's
Good
good.
correction.
Yeah.
But then I'm going to be really interested in terms of how they connected here.
But they're going a different route though because Madam Hydra is setting them up.
Right. He's not assembling.
He's
them.
not assembling or being a part of them. I mean,
Interesting.
maybe
Well,
she'll
we're
get
gonna
them to be a
learn
part of
more.
them later.
It'll be
That's
interesting. to
interesting.
see.
I didn't think so.
I hope
You know,
they don't. I hope he just
in all honesty
gets to
the
rectify with his daughter and go
Right.
in peace.
The
Like, I really
major
genuinely hope that.
readings I've done of Thunderbolts is through the run Civil War, which they're involved in, and they're brought in as a strike force.
I'm getting
I didn't think they were in
conflict.
You're
Some
getting
say it is,
conflicting
some say it isn't.
So I wonder if it, because
Some say it's about the
different runs,
poem.
Maybe.
Yeah, well, you'd have to see. Maybe search Harry. Maybe search what original origin of Thunderbolt's team. Like because they might have been reiterations where they brought Red Hulk in.
Yeah.
But I think the original was not based on Thaddeus.
All right, I'll look that up.
Yeah, look it up.
Okay.
All right. So what's
So,
your
first
gripe?
one-
First one.
When
Sidewinder.
Sidewinder,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
Attacks Sam.
That's
Okay.
That's a great
scene. I'm not debating
That
the
is, yeah,
scene.
that
I'm
is
not
so
debating
great.
the scene.
Caught
That
without his
man-
wings.
That
Boom, boom, boom.
man.
Yeah.
That man.
Who's a weapons specialist?
Who's a weapons specialist?
Yep.
Had a revolver.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Brett,
Oh man.
how many shots are in a revolver?
Depends. Typically 6.
6.
Wait. It depends, but we know how many were in this revolver because of what?
There were, because I counted.
Well,
because
but not
I
only
knew
that,
they were going to do it.
But they showed him unload it.
Yeah, we knew how
They
many.
showed him unload it, so you got to see
Yeah.
the actual chamber. There
open.
were 6.
6 bullets.
6! And they fell from the chamber. Do you know how many shots he took before reloading?
So many.
9!
Yeah.
He took 9 shots before he reloaded. This is BS.
I've always wanted this one.
Okay.
Well, no, it was funny sitting with them in the theater because I was Logan's going 1.
I literally,
Yeah,
it was literally
and then
like
he
the
shouted,
freaking
"Nine!"
Leonardo DiCaprio
Yeah.
gif where it was like,
Whiskey.
I was
I
like,
did that all the time
no.
at work.
So
I'm
I
like,
was-
"Oh,
that was one. That was one issue I had.
What were you going to say, Harry? You just said I wanted to say this. Was it about the gun?
Oh no. Yeah, I've always wanted this gun. It's a Chippa.
The gun that Sidewinder uses in the movie?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
Rhino. It's called the Rhino because the barrel's underneath.
So based on how many shots is it?
How many
6.
shots?
It's a 6 shot.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
They make a 7, but it's a different
Okay,
caliber.
But not-
still,
they don't make a
do
9,
they make
though.
a
It's still
9?
not 9.
They make
Do
a
they
nine?
make a
No.
9?
They do have 8s, but those are like 22 revolvers.
Again,
Here's the
again,
thing.
still not 9.
What you didn't see is
Yeah.
that those other 3 shots, he was just holding the bullets. He flicked them at Sam.
Flick them as fast as he could. So that's
He's a
that's-
slithery
now,
snake.
I know.
Slippery snake.
Slippery
Slippery snake.
I know that that's every movie, so I'm
Yes,
not
every movie.
holding that
Yeah,
against
John
them,
Wick
except John
fires
Wick 1, 2, and
$1,500
3,
gun.
except for 4.
Right.
4 before he gets out of control and they lose control.
It's trash.
Yeah. So
go on. What's your real one?
My real one is
real gripe.
I am a little bit surprised that what took Thaddeus Ross over to becoming the Red Hulk.
Yes,
was
giving a speech.
Was giving a speech and having moments.
He was being heckled.
He was being asked questions that he wasn't expecting.
Right. You field questions. Which, fine.
Let's be honest, would have happened during his entire campaign.
Can I speak a little bit into it?
You can, but let me finish.
Okay,
let me finish.
Good.
But what makes it worse is when World War III
on the line.
Was on the cusp.
Yeah.
He didn't change. He was able to restrain himself
on the submarine.
But he did change when he was giving a speech and had to handle questions he wasn't prepared for.
Wasn't it questions about his daughter?
No, it was questions about him, his use of the leader.
The leader,
and the ways and what the leader was saying.
The leader leaked
literally.
Wait, hold on. Your point is
why
he was calm as a cucumber about to go into World War III,
but he wasn't calm as a cucumber.
No, I didn't say he was calm as a cucumber, but he was able to stop himself.
You might be saying what I was going to say.
What is his job before president?
I know. He was a
military leader.
General.
So
I know that.
He's most comfortable on the field,
right?
Not in
front
of
in his
people.
happy
now,
place.
Okay, let's set that part aside.
Sure.
He went through an entire campaign,
right,
where they questioned him constantly about his previous record, and had to field questions he wasn't prepared for.
I was going to say, please, somebody.
And this man, probably what you're thinking.
I probably
lost it.
Go ahead, Brett.
This guy's lifetime lie is coming out.
That's not what I was going to say, but that is a good point.
I don't feel like. Do you know? Okay, here's the thing. He had the best cover story.
Yes,
okay,
he did.
He had the best cover story in the world. So I'm sorry. I will answer all of these questions with one answer. This man who almost caused World War III,
right, is giving this.
He's telling you this information,
right,
and you're accepting it as truth,
right,
and we have done zero verification,
right.
That's politics, baby.
I would be like, I'm sorry.
What are you confused about?
Asking me this question, why? Has anyone done any background on this guy? And also, you're welcome. He's now in custody.
Here's my.
This feels like a win for us.
Here's my slight retort. I think it solves some of it, but I think
can't solve all of it.
Probably not. But here's what it is. He is getting more and more gamma radiation the more and more he eats it, the pills, right?
And we see him taking it constantly throughout the movie. Yes.
And as the stress of the World War III conflict comes up, he takes it more frequently.
You're right. And so it says on it, this is a callback, it says no more than 3 a day. I know that. I know.
So it's not that the situation is the most stressful he's been in. It's that he has the highest level of gamma in him at that time that it sets him off.
I guess, but I mean,
I know it's not a perfect explanation.
It's not a perfect explanation.
Probably what they're going
for. I like Harry's point around him being a wartime general. So in that moment,
he's calmer.
Like he's able to handle that better than a political moment. I get that, but I still like.
It's true.
You're telling me the villain is telling you this information and we're all just accepting this as truth? I actually am not going to entertain these questions at this point. I have a different agenda that we are discussing.
Yes.
And I'm going to talk about why we are here. Literally,
probably what you should have done.
Political 101. Yeah. Like, how do you hit? Like, literally, nobody
did you make it to be president.
Like, how? Yeah. Like, we have a reason why we're here. We're going to discuss the reason why we're here.
It's the gamma in his
blood. That's it. End of story. Anything else? Great. Our people did our job of apprehending a known criminal. Great. Yeah. Cool.
Well, though in that event, he's not a known criminal. He was just a scientist in Incredible Hulk. And then he was forced into this, like, so people wouldn't know him as a criminal.
Okay. So we had a criminal who we knew about, who caused major destruction, who escaped, and we apprehended him. Excellent. We're moving on.
Yeah, if we could,
Again, we're moving on. We have a reason that we're here today. Yeah. Again, we're moving on because we won't be fielding any more questions from the post. So we're going to move on to the accords that we've been talking about here to have the resources of adamantium. Haha, got it this time.
No, it's vibranium, man.
I will kick you in the head.
You probably could now that you're back in.
I very easily could. I could get you from here.
Brett, bad things for you, man. Did you have anything bad? I mean, if that's the only bad thing you had, that's pretty.
I know.
That's pretty good.
I know.
Those are it's usually continuity stuff.
Yeah,
and you mentioned them. I'm sure there were other ones that I can't remember, but
that's great. The fact when we get to the point where it's like I can't really think of another bad thing.
I can see it in his eyes.
He looked up the Thunderbolt thing. He probably has an answer. Do you have an answer?
No. No. It's so like in the comics, the only real direction it gives is in one of the comics. The citizens are asking Baron Zemo.
Yeah.
Like, why, like, what do you call yourselves? And he says it's inspired by a poem by Thomas Randolph, a 17th century poet, wrote, "Justice like lightning ever should appear."
Yes.
And they said, and then people are like, why don't you just call yourself something established like the Avengers?
Right.
And there's like no retort. So,
right. So it looks like the original was not about Thaddeus.
No, but then it's like,
aha!
But
then
the
other
question,
comics do say
So
it.
which one are they going to go with?
Which one are they going to go with?
Honestly, I don't think they're going to pull from Thaddeus.
I hope not.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I do agree with Katie Beth of like the timing is weird. If they don't pull from Thaddeus in some way,
I don't think. Well, and they might, but I don't think they'll include him. And the biggest reason why, and it sounds a little morbid, but like Harrison Ford is not getting younger.
Right.
That's my point. That's my point.
They already lost. They already lost an actor, unfortunately.
Right.
And so if Harrison ends up passing before they can get to anything else, like they would just they would lose it. They have to recast a third time. Like I think they're kind of done.
Yeah.
I think it would be the wisest move. And maybe they can comment that like, oh, it's like Thunderbolt Ross, but I don't even think they will. I think they'll. I think the asterisk in Thunderbolts is pointing to them becoming the Dark Avengers. I think it's.
I don't think so. I think the asterisk in Thunderbolts is pointing to the fact that they all disagree on a name, and they're not calling themselves the Thunderbolts, but it is the only thing that was named in the movie.
Well,
as we're the Thunderbolts, and we're not going by that. And that's why I think the asterisk is there.
So they don't have a name. They did release a movie poster. I believe it was in Japan. That had a tell for why the asterisk is there. And the asterisk at the bottom of the movie poster, it says the Avengers are unavailable.
Right, but
so that's probably what they're pointing
that
to.
They're a team and they don't have a name.
That's good. They should.
I just think, so then the Thunderbolts is just like
placeholder,
which is the point of the group is they're a placeholder until the Avengers.
And it's what Red Guardian thinks sounds cool.
Right. That's the whole thing is the Red Guardian.
All right, Harry. Anything you want to add to the bad? Or are we pretty? Did we cover the majority?
It's pretty extensively covered anything that could. Not really. No, I mean, there's no. Besides the guns, the guns are always bad in movies.
That's every movie. I know, except for John.
Wasn't too much electrical things. Not too much engineered things.
Like,
there weren't too many eels.
Yeah, they went dark.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's
there's a lot of flickering lights in that laboratory, probably making you angry.
There was some weird like acts. Like they got into the lab and then the doors locked, and then they beat up the guys, and they didn't do anything else, and then the doors were unlocked, just like stuff like that.
The leader had to leave, so maybe he opened it all. I mean, he obviously wanted them to escape,
but he closed it again.
Yeah.
So then they fought all those guys, and they didn't open a door. They weren't like, all right, we're out.
He may have said, I believe he said, like, they're only here to keep you long enough
so I can get out.
Yeah, so maybe
they did have electrical staffs. What did you think of that?
They did, like taser staves. They're cool.
Sure.
Is that like baby eels?
Would actual humans have been able to take that many stabbies with electrical things, or would they have been
There's no way. That's bull. Yeah, that was BS.
Right?
Probably not.
They don't have any serums.
Well, it really depends on what and
also
the current voltage is.
Why did Sam and Torres not go in their suits? Like they went in their civvies.
Yeah.
Like they had their suits in the Hummer.
I really don't know.
Doesn't make any sense.
I think it's kind of dumb.
Yeah, they should just go. Why would you not go in?
Why would you not go? And like
if you're afraid it's going to be something bad. They all know you're Captain America.
It's
not like you walk in there and they're like, "Oh, that's just another dude."
The only thing was I think their thought process was, let's not go in there and draw too much attention to ourselves so that the authorities will be alerted. But I don't. Yeah. What I think they didn't realize until they got in there that the authorities, those people weren't going to alert the authorities.
Right.
Those guys are not the authorities, and they are not going to, tell the military or whoever else is in charge.
Operators.
They're all on their own secret cell site thing.
Yeah.
At Camp
They didn't
Echo
know,
1.
Right, they didn't know how bad it was or how dark it was.
Right,
I
but
guess.
still is not, because they're technically on the run themselves, so it's like, I don't,
At that point,
I'd be using everything I got.
And he was carrying the shield. I mean, that's pretty.
Right. You have everything. You got everything.
The giant shield.
Yeah.
The giant bright red, white, and blue.
Oh, it's
shield.
Captain
putting on the
America.
suit.
I'm not Captain America.
No, I don't have the suit. But you got the
this,
shield. It's not real.
This is a replica. This
This
toy.
is-
I'm just a big
Well, I
guy.
love-
Who's Captain
I love
America?
I love the. If you've noticed that the latest trailer of Thunderbolts is John Walker's shield is like folded like a burrito at one point because he doesn't have the vibranium one
doesn't.
anymore.
Yeah.
It's a regular shield, but he still carries the shield around. And then during the one fight, he like walks out and it's like folded around his arm like a burrito. It's like, dude, you need to get some vibranium, brother.
Yeah, you need something better.
Yeah. All right, Katie Beth, did you have anything you wanted to add to?
You get to say what you wanted to say.
Well, he actually reminded me of one small scene that was annoying continuity wise.
yeah.
When they first get to his cell,
The leader's cell.
Yep.
Okay.
that giant door,
Yeah.
they go in, right?
Yeah.
They're in there. The leader shows up, opens the door, and leaves. He
Yeah.
could have just shut the door, and they would have been stuck in there,
Yeah.
right?
No, I think he did shut
I
the
think he
door.
did shut it,
And then
but
it just
they-
opened.
Then they follow the guys off, and then it opened again.
Because I distinctly remember thinking, "Wow, that's an impressive door."
Yeah.
I like that
No,
door.
no,
That's
I
a
wouldn't
nice
get
None of
door.
them are strong enough
And
to
then they were
open that
kinda
door.
locked in
But the
there.
thing is,
Yeah, none of them have. That's what I'm saying. None of them have.
But
super
knowing
serum.
the leader, they were part of his play later on. He
Right,
didn't want
right.
them to die yet.
Right.
He just wanted to stop them long enough for him to leave and then let them loose because they're part of the chaos he wanted to create.
Right.
That was the other thing I was thinking.
Yeah.
Was like, okay, yeah, he's like a statistical guy.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
planning this out.
Their
in the future.
pieces later
Yeah.
on, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that goes to his point around like they're not here to stop you; they're
Right.
here to delay you.
Delay you. Exactly. Delay you. That's a good word.
Yeah.
All right, Katie Beth, anything you want to
Words.
No, the only thing was I was just disappointed that Sharon Carter, the broker, wasn't
This is a
in
good
in
point.
the show in the movie because she's in the show and they set it all up in Winter Soldier and Captain
Yeah.
Falcon.
Good question.
that
Why?
she's like-
Punch!
Why isn't she in it?
Yeah.
No, and
Right,
I've
the
been
broker.
looking forward. Yeah, I've been looking forward to seeing more of her
Yes.
character because they've used her in all of the other Captain America movies
Yes,
and the
yes.
show, and it would be good continuity, especially because now she's undercover in
Yes.
the United States as like, oh, I'm the hero, but really,
Yeah.
she's the broker.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
So
and
I
we're,
was
Right.
disappointed they didn't
Forgot about
use
that.
her, and
Yeah.
she's a good actress.
yeah, we're hoping that she
So-
comes
Yeah.
back with Madripoor and the X-Men because Madripoor and the Broker are big with the X-Men.
Right.
So hopefully they'll bring her back around. But yeah, it was when you mentioned that, I was like, oh yeah, Sharon Carter.
Yeah, but do you think they're gonna go into like a mutants storyline where like mutants are dirty, like they do?
I just,
they
I
do.
wonder if Madripoor,
That's why it's Madripoor is so
Right.
important.
I wonder if Madripoor will be a location maybe where they go to
A safe
recruit
haven.
mutants,
Oh,
or
yeah.
that mutants are hiding out,
Right.
from persecution or whatever. Or maybe that's where we'll find our Wolverine. Maybe he'll be Patch and
Mutants
be
are
there.
still like just back here,
Yeah.
just kind of
Well, Kevin Feige has said they will arrive in. I think Secret Wars is when we'll first really see them, and then the next phase is a big mutant.
Is that
push.
when we'll get to see Magic Carp?
yes.
Yeah, and
But this is also
Doug
encouraging
Trio.
Magic Carp,
people listening to the
reproduce.
podcast because these guys are just nitpicking on bad things.
Right,
Because
these are
sometimes
not-
I
I'm-
lisa to the podcast and
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
oh, this was horrible.
No, there's
this
not-
was terrible.
yeah.
This was really
That's
garbage.
very true.
you're
That's
right.
And
very
this
true,
is, you
Katie.
didn't use that at
Yeah.
all. So this
Yeah,
is all
yeah.
nitpicking.
It is nitpicking. You're right. And let's nitpick our way to the verdict.
Yep.
Verdict time. All right, verdict time. Are you picking your nits?
Yeah,
He's nitpicking.
picking my nits.
picking nits over here. All right.
Carry on from that one.
As always, we're looking at comic. What is our comic verdict? So how does it fit within the MCU world and the comic book world in general?
Yeah.
And then what is our personal verdict of like, how do we feel about the movie ourselves? So anybody want to go first?
I can go.
Pick
I
somebody,
mean, I'm
but-
ready. I'm ready.
You ready? All
Yeah.
right, let's hear it.
So
What's
I
your
already
verdict?
said earlier on this is my favorite Captain
yeah,
America
well, you get to
movie.
talk.
You say Captain, like Captain Crunch,
Captain Crunch. Captain Crunch.
CAP''N.
Yeah. Apostrophe N.
Captain?
Apostrophe,
That's
yeah.
the way I do Captain.
It's the only way.
It's the only- it's the only way to captain.
The Captain.
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 I am the
Captain.
captain now. What do you want? What do you think?
So
Your
I
favorite
personally
Captain America
believe
movie?
My favorite Captain America movie. So I put it as a perfection.
Okay, so a Logan Perfection. How about comic?
Which
book?
is surprising for a Captain America movie
It is.
because
You
I'm not a
hate
big
Captain
I'm not a big
characters.
Captain
But you like this one.
I did.
That's crazy,
I did
man.
really
You
like
don't like
this
Boy
one.
Scouts?
Miracles can happen.
I don't
well,
like
but
Boy
Sam's
Scouts.
not a Boy Scout, though. He gets things
That's right.
done.
That's what I'm saying.
But he
I'm
still
not
stands
I
for the
don't
values.
like. That's literally what he's
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's the
great.
point he made.
I'm just clarifying.
Okay. Yeah. Steve's a Boy Scout. Like,
Right.
like
He is. He is.
language.
Through and
like,
through.
Okay, dude. Like, and I know that's
He
the
uses
character.
some
I
potty
know
mouth
that's the
in,
character.
in Endgame, though.
Yeah.
After he grows a man beard.
Yeah. That I will say.
And then shaves it
That's
off.
my favorite
And then shaves it
captain.
off, yeah.
That's my
Why'd you
second
have to
favorite
put
captain.
a
With the-
man beard?
Well, he didn't grow a lady beard.
Carry on.
So perfection for Logan. What about
Perfection.
comic-wise?
And then, so comic wise, I actually am going to put it as perfection too. And the reason I'm putting it as a perfection is because of the cohesiveness of the story, the wrap up of many different stories, and then the alignment to future stories that they have already announced, but not introduction of future potential material that has nowhere to go and no direction. And
that's
so
double P.
Yeah, I'm putting for the first time in I don't know
very
how
long
long
time.
For a Marvel
I am
movie.
doing
Yeah.
for a Marvel movie.
That
a
doesn't
double
happen very
perfection.
often for
It's
Logan,
really not.
everyone.
Yeah,
It's really
This
not.
is a momentous historic
And
occasion.
I really
any
enjoy
kind
it,
of
and that's where I'm
movie.
like, I'm really
That's cool,
thrown
man.
off by
What do you do?
its earnings.
Wait, you're happy.
I enjoyed this movie.
How do you feel about that? Do you
I'm
know
like
how to
I told you
process
guys,
that?
I'm really thrown off today.
Yeah.
Maybe I just had a
That's
concussion
why.
or something. Maybe that's why.
I
Like,
should
don't
come
know
to the
what's going
podcast
on.
always.
Yeah, agreed.
But I really like the movie.
Harry, what do you think, man?
For Marvel, not my personal, but I'll do perfection.
Boom.
I mean, everyone's probably gonna say a similar thing to what Logan says. But with that, this is the first movie that they've brought in these side characters, these B-rated villains, and like
Serpent Society is not known.
they either kind of established who they were, set them as what they were to be in the movie, maybe gave a little bit of what they could be.
Right.
So like the Serpent Society, but also what's his name?
The leader.
The leader. He it's done. Like
Yeah.
it's the first movie that they brought in that he's done, and he actually had an impact on those main characters in a way.
Yeah.
And
And they didn't just kill him.
right.
Like he didn't just like die.
Right.
He was incapacitated. He was
Right.
brought to prison.
This is the
It's pretty
first
cool.
Marvel movie that actually felt like a comic book movie.
Right.
Where
In
they
a
like
while.
there was an underlying plot
yeah.
that was being driven throughout the whole entire movie that's going to still be driven throughout
Yeah.
whatever, and then there was a major plot that was ended.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Fantastic. So how about you personally?
me personally, I don't think it was my favorite Captain America.
Yeah, you were saying it was like your least
like
favorite,
2
right?
or 2. No, my least favorite, as much as it hurts to say, is like the first one. Going back,
It's not as good as we
It's
remember
not as
it,
good.
for sure.
Yeah.
like the first
I
one was
agree.
great when we were all younger and
Yeah.
younger in the MCU.
It was a good intro to Captain.
So that's probably 4.
Yeah.
You can't count. It's like that's the thing is you can't count Civil
You
War.
cannot count
Yeah.
Civil
You can't.
War.
So there's
Civil
3.
That has to be out.
Fair
So
enough. So if you
there's
just do those
3.
3, so then you would say
So I'd say this
Cap
one,
first.
but yeah.
Well, but so would you say Winter Soldier is still better than this one?
I really like.
Yeah, Winter Soldier is like I think my favorite MCU movie.
But a reason why it's like right underneath is because I
Yeah.
really like Sam. I
Yeah,
really
Sam
like
is so
Sam.
good, man.
Like I think
Yep.
like
Yeah.
Captain America. So Captain America was created, and Steve Rogers was created to be into the Captain America position.
Right,
like
right.
he kind of they threw him in there because that's who he was supposed to be.
yeah.
But Sam like earned it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so when you
Yeah.
earn something, it's
Yeah,
worth
yeah.
something more to whoever earns that.
Yeah.
Right.
So like that's why there was a need. The military found someone that could fill that need, but Sam wanted to fill that need.
Yeah.
But he didn't want it because he wanted to be a leader. He didn't want it because he wanted to do what's right.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't even think you can say that Sam wanted it.
No, yeah, actually he
I
didn't
think
want
the
it.
reality
He
is
filled the
he
need
didn't want it.
because
He
it
never
has to
went
happen.
into working with
Yeah.
Steve
Right.
for the purpose of I'm going to succeed.
Right.
him
He just
as
wanted to
Captain
help.
America.
To help.
He just wanted to do what was right,
Right.
and help.
Wanted to help a friend.
And then, so like to have earned it and not even be seeking after it is
Right.
a completely different level.
And
I
that
agree with
that
you.
seems like that's what it's similar with like Batman for like Battle for the Cowl. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's like the age-old saying and the wise saying of anyone that wants and fights for leadership should never have it.
Right.
So it's like when you see the characters develop and not wanting it, and then they just like kind of keep getting closer to then the leadership position. So
everybody knew in that who it should be.
Right.
It should have gone right to Dick, but Dick didn't want it.
Right.
And then when somebody was disgracing it, aka Jason Todd, you know, he was like, I can't allow this.
I can't allow the tarnishing of the name, and I can't allow the falling apart of the hero.
Right. Very similar story. So
yeah.
So
which is what makes him a great parallel to Buck.
Yeah. So that's why for me it is what it is, but it's not because it's a bad movie. I think it's a really good Marvel movie, especially for what's been out there now. It's just not one of my favorites. But I respect it.
Fair enough.
I can't. Yeah,
I love it.
There's no arguing any of that. Nope.
All right, Brett. What do you think, man?
Yeah, I mean, everybody said it. I don't know that I can give it perfection either, only because I love the characters of the original.
Personal or
either, but I think they're both very good. Whatever the one is below perfect.
Is what it is.
Wow, we're still trying to figure out what that is. But
there should be something between is what it is and perfection.
Yeah.
There should be, and we haven't said it there.
I did just re-listen to our podcast.
Yeah, he had mentioned the one. I'll take it. I like that. Like, I'll take it.
I don't remember that.
You said that.
You are the one.
It was your idea.
You 100% said it. We actually have.
So this
I would actually never say
I'll take it.
We have.
I'll take it. Doesn't feel right either. What about like tasty? I don't know.
Tasty good.
Okay.
Anyway,
I'm sorry, Harry, but we need to take it.
We need
tasty.
tasty.
These are both tasty. We're taking it. That's it. It's set in stone. Stamp it. Seal it.
What
approve
is
it.
it? Trademark. Which one are we going with?
Tasty.
Tasty.
It's not perfection because I've had things that taste better, but this is tasty.
On the topic of food, how about I'll have more of that. Yeah.
I know.
I mean, your initial reaction.
Tasty. I could
tasty.
definitely. We could definitely get some good icons
able
for
to
some
do.
tasty.
Brand it. Done.
I don't know if
Hey,
I'll
I can
ever
attribute
be
it to
able
something.
to do.
No, we need a shirt now that just says tasty.
As a like,
just a shirt.
I think I'll just stick with his way. Like,
I'm gonna buy.
Because I will refuse to do tasty.
No, you're doing it.
We're storyboarding it.
What are we talking about?
Storyboard.
This is now 3-1 in the Legion, so it's
Did
now
you
official.
vote for
See what
this?
I did here?
He's
See
good
what I
with
did here?
tasty.
I don't
Are you
care.
good?
My fault.
He's good with it. Say done. It's
All
done.
right, fine.
Damn.
No, I'm not good
Stop
with it.
Stop it. Don't ruin this for me. Tasty.
We'll take
All
a vote later.
We'll take a vote.
Okay.
All right. So
the Brett is tasty.
You're tasty.
I got to get back on track. What did I say? Yeah, they're both tasty. From a comic perspective,
right now.
from a comic perspective, the only reason it's not perfection for me is the characters. I'm very attached to the original Phases characters, so
Gotcha.
it's hard to
That's
put them in the same boat.
Fair enough.
But
They're getting there.
yeah, personally, and on the same comics as well. I didn't say this before, but I really liked the Incredible Hulk. So to see that get tied in was cool.
Yeah.
So we got a little bit of the continuity. Continuity, like I said, is always my thing.
I thought that was a solid movie back in the day.
For sure. Yeah, the original with
OG Incredible Hulk.
Eddie Norton.
Eddie Norton,
man.
Yeah.
That and
A little
we got some nostalgia too, right? We got Liv.
Yeah. She didn't speak Elvish, but I'll forgive her.
Yeah, that's fair. But what I think you said it, Logan.
Turn that off.
It's my alarm for stuff.
There's more important things going on right now.
I know that. Go ahead.
You said it's driving towards something, and I agree. I think that's obvious, and those are the ones that we know when we called them, when we saw them, they did end up being awesome. So
Yes.
Right.
That's cool. There was something else, but I forgot. So yeah, tasty.
Both of them tasty. I got that. I like that. Double tasty. So we got a double P, we got a perfection, and is what it is, and we got a double tasty.
I think you should say, I'll buy what they're selling, not tasty.
I'll buy what they're selling. You like that better, Logan?
That's anything is better.
It's going in the right direction.
Anything is better.
We'll put that in the hat.
So the reason I said that is because I did my homework before and I was like, okay, I gotta know what I'm gonna say at the very end because they have their things, and I didn't remember what they all were. But for me, I would say the movie, it is what it is because it's not my favorite Marvel movie, but it's definitely not the worst that I've watched. Well, there's some that are very bad, and I liked it. It was fine. But it is what it is. And then hearing all of you explaining, and and educating, this is why I listen to the podcast, about how this ties into the MCU and how it's improving the phases, I'll buy what you're selling.
Oh, there we go.
So it's not perfection for me, but that's why
okay.
I'll buy what you're selling.
Is that also what you're putting as the comic review, as a comic?
Yes,
okay,
I like that better than tasty.
I do too. I do too. And I made the other one.
out on his own.
Nope.
It's just Greg. It's just Greg.
Fighting here for
Greg just wants it to be able to make a T-shirt that says tasty.
It's a great
still make a T-shirt.
Nothing is
The honorary tasty.
Yeah, but nothing's stopping you from just do tasty with an asterisk.
And I'm gonna put.
We should just do everything. I'm gonna do everything
in
with
parentheses.
an asterisk
In parentheses underneath, I'm just gonna put Brett. Tasty Brett.
How
With
about
an
a
asterisk?
Brett? Just do a Brett.
The asterisk will be
Just
after
do a
tasty,
Brett
then Brett will be down
exclusive
at the bottom.
T-shirt. Tasty.
Yeah.
Brett exclusive T-shirt.
That's right. Okay.
With a
fair enough.
chef hat.
Yeah.
Tasty.
I'm actually
I didn't see it.
believe
Never
it or
mind,
not.
I was about to say something.
Yeah, don't say it. Good job.
Yeah, I held it.
Believe it or not, I'm gonna side with Logan. It's perfection.
That's
don't-
weird. That
Don't
feels
normally do
weird. Yeah, that feels weird. I feel like I'm wrong.
Yeah, I feel like
Did you hear that?
I need to
Global
go-
You're
box
right.
office.
Probably.
I need to go take a shower now.
Yeah.
I feel wrong.
I need to go take a cold shower.
Yeah. So perfection. I think it really tied nicely into the MCU, really tied nicely into the comics in the ways that it should. And I've had a running list since MCU like really kicked off of like I'm gonna buy that movie when it comes out, like boom, boom, boom. And I check it off. I check it off when I buy it.
Okay.
Recently, that list has not been added to because I'm just like I don't want to buy this one.
That list has a lot of dust.
It
I'm
does.
just seeing off.
I'm gonna add this to the I'm gonna buy it because I
Nice.
want to buy it. I want to own it. I want to watch it. I want to watch it over and over again. What are you doing?
Gosh, I'm gonna turn that down.
Your whole
Greg's like, yeah, I was.
your whole discussion, all that I'm hearing in the background is
All right, well, if you didn't hear it, I liked
heard
this
you.
movie. Thank you, Hulk. Perfection.
Wow. That worked.
Good movie.
good movie.
Katie
So
Beth,
although it's not
yeah,
your top Captain America,
it is my
Captain Marvel.
second favorite Captain.
It's a
Winter Soldier
perfection?
is still
Well,
because
you
I
can
think
have
you
more
can
than
have
I
more than
know.
one perfection,
I know,
but yeah,
Civil War and
it's my second favorite
Not
Captain
Civil War.
America.
I'm sorry.
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier is still my favorite. I love Sebastian Stan in that. And I also love Anthony Mackie in that. I love his start as Falcon. I think he's freaking amazing. And it's just, overall, I could watch that movie, comic book or not.
I'm just saying I don't have watered down favorites. So yeah. When I say something's my favorite, it's my favorite.
Multiple perfections.
Right
We
there.
have been for
So many perfections.
the last year to 2 years just putting everything in
As hot garbage.
In hot garbage. So I want to be clear with you.
This is a perfect.
For about 2 years, there's
So would you
probably
say your
like-
standards are set really low?
No, my standards are high.
I
You
would
know
feel-
that.
if-
Do not.
if
do
mine
not
were-
come
I'm
out
just
here.
kidding.
You want to fight in the
If mine
street.
were
Sure.
more,
Yeah, let's go.
Don't do it. He'll win. if mine were more skewed,
Get my creatine.
I think I would have put it above Winter Soldier if I was super skewed. It's just not. But
What did you tell
perfections.
Logan creatine? He's a super supplement or something?
No, we will talk about this after camera.
He's like,
I
he
wanna-
thinks he's
I
getting
wanna
super
do-
serum.
I wanna
That's
do
exactly
right,
what he
I
told
want
me.
to do right to our
He's
guest
gonna give him
here.
pills 3 a day.
Yeah.
Katie Beth, thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
joining us.
Katie.
We love your support. We couldn't do this podcast without you, so thank you for coming and being a part of it. Yeah,
You had great
You're welcome.
contributions. They were all better than Greg's.
fair enough. I will always put our guests above everyone in this room.
We may have agreed on something and then immediately
Greg's
kick him in the shins.
All right, guys. If you haven't subscribed and liked, do so. If you haven't seen Captain America:
Yes.
Brave New World, go see it. We will see
There's
you
a
guys.
lot of people who watched the last video. You
I know.
should definitely. We should
We're
have more
doing
people
something right.
subscribing.
Like and subscribe. Hit that bell. We'll see you guys next time with Legion Comic Correction.